We've already declared this a legal meeting of the Board of Education, means specified in the Meeting Act. The Open Meeting Act is on the wall in the back corner. We had our study session. We discussed some legislative issues down in Lincoln and how it affects public education. And at this time, we need to have a public hearing regarding policy 8231, the Coffee Act policy related to reimbursable expenses. Now I'll turn it over to Dr. Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. President. A public hearing is required by state statute prior to changing the cost limit for service recognition gifts for board members, employees, and volunteers. The policy committee is proposing that this amount be increased from $50 to $75 due to inflation. At this point, I would open it up to the public if anyone would like to comment about this proposed change from $50 to $75. If no one wishes to comment, then I would recommend that we close this hearing. This policy will be voted on later this evening.
Our next agenda item will be the Pledge of Allegiance, and I would invite any of the students who are here tonight to lead us in the pledge. Thank you guys for that. Next up, we will go on to item 5.1, the focus on the students. Mrs. Andreessen.
Thank you. First, I want to say thank you to our amazing parents that brought our kiddos early. I gave them the incorrect time, so they are very punctual, so they get an extra gold star today. So thank you guys for your support. And I am very excited and very proud to present the Bel Air Buddies to you guys, to share with you guys. We had a discussion as a staff, and we discussed what is something that is unique to Bel Air, what is something that we can be proud of, and we talked about our Bel Air Buddies. We've worked hard on character, we've worked hard on those types of things, and so you will see this year we have the Positive Panther Club, where kiddos get to come eat with Mrs. Andreessen on Friday, so just a lot of positive character traits, and the Bel Air Buddies are one of those things. We have Tootling Tuesdays, Manders Monday, Thankful Thursday, all of those wonderful things going on. So these kiddos are our leaders of Bel Air. So we are excited to present Mrs. Johnson. We'll tell you a little bit more about them, and then we will let them take over and share with you the wonderful things that they are doing at Bel Air.
Well, I'm Monica Johnson, and I'm the school counselor and Bel Air Buddies sponsor. And the Bel Air Buddies are a leadership group at Bel Air, and they have lots of roles and responsibilities. One of them, probably the most important, being good role models. So how does one get to be a Bel Air Buddy? At the end of each school year, the current teachers nominate 2 girls and 2 boys. And then they go take the nominations to the next year's teachers, and through those, so they might, depending on how the class is split up, they might have 4 girls to choose from or 4 boys, just depending on how the numbers land. And they pick a boy and a girl from each class that demonstrates strong leadership skills and character traits. So these are the chosen ones for this year. Let's see, their mission statement is to provide positive leaders within our school community and promote the values that represent good character in all students. And with that, I'd like them to introduce themselves, and some of them are going to share what their favorite part about being a Bel Air Buddy is. We practice starting on this end, so.
My name is Adalia McWilliams, and I'm in 4th grade.
My name is Colin Broders, and I'm in 4th grade. My name is Macy Means. I'm in second grade, and my favorite part of being a Beller Buddy is helping at Family Fun Night.
My name is Max Pearson, and I'm in 4th grade.
My name is Miroslava Flores de Horta, and I'm in 4th grade. And my favorite part of being a Beller Buddy is being able to help out at the carnival. My name is Andy Stover, and I am in 1st grade.
My name is Zedek Brenner, and my favorite part of being a Beller Buddy is doing the character trait videos.
My name is Braylon Andrews, and I am in second grade, and my favorite part about being a Beller Buddy is helping people around the school.
My name is Aisley Hoff, and I am in 1st grade.
My name is Axton Eyes Brown, and I am in 1st grade.
My name is Delaney McWilliams, and I'm in 2nd grade. And my favorite part of being a Beller Buddy is being a good role model.
My name is Colton Roberts, and I'm in 2nd grade.
My name is Catherine Linky, and I'm in 3rd grade. And my favorite part about being a Beller Buddy is helping new students.
My name is Blaine Walker, and I'm in 1st grade.
My name is Jocelyn Keener, and I'm in 1st grade. And I like being a Beller Buddy by helping autism kids.
My name is Cooper Rains, and I am in 3rd grade. I am Maya Johnson. I'm in 3rd grade, and one of my favorite parts about being a Beller Buddy is being able to help out at the Pancake Man.
Can be kind, and get someone a helping hand. We can reach out and be a friend. Be nice to others is our plan. Yeah, because it spreads on and on and on. Yes, it goes on and on and on. Yeah, I throw my hands up in the air sometimes. Just be friendly. Be caring. You can be kind and help somebody else and be caring. Let's be caring, cause we gon' rock this school into a caring sight. We gon' light it up like it's dynamite. We will carry a smile if we be kind and nice. We gon' light it up like it's dynamite. Be kind, and get someone a helping hand. We can reach out and be a friend. Be nice to others is our plan. Yeah, cause it goes on and on and on. Yes, it goes on and on and on. Yeah, I throw my hands up in the air sometimes. Let's be friendly and be caring. You can be kind and help somebody else and be caring. Let's be caring, cause we gon' rock this school into a caring sight. We gon' light it up like it's dynamite. If we just share a smile, if we be kind and nice, we gon' light it up like it's dynamite. We are just trying. This can be a place of caring.
So here are our future leaders, right, guys? We are very proud of them. They do a wonderful job of, those character traits that are so important. We are educating them, of course, academically, but also with those character traits as well. So thank you to the parents and teachers who are here for support, and just doing what we can to help our kids be successful. So any questions? We've stunned them into silence. You're so good. You guys are awesome.
Guys, great job. That is really great to see how much is going on at Bel Air and how you guys are doing so many things beyond just what's happening in the classroom. And thank you guys for all stepping up as leaders in your school. Really proud to see that. Nice work.
Tootling is like when somebody or like helps you, or you see somebody else helping others, and you like write it on a note card and then you put it up on like a wall.
So it's like the opposite of tattling. The best is when I saw a student who was helping another, they were getting done with safety patrol and the cones were getting stuck in the door and he was helping his friend and he gets in the door. He's like, I can't wait to be tootled on for that. He was so excited. Instead of being tattled, he was being tootled on. So recognizing those character traits. So yeah, they get excited about those types of things. So yes. Good job, you guys. Nice work. Round of applause.
I think it's really appropriate after that our next item is our award for excellence, and Dr. Thompson will take it, but I think we have a recipient tonight who probably embodies a lot of those leadership and character qualities that we just saw in our Bel Air students.
She certainly does. It feels kind of weird to be on this side, but it's my honor and privilege to award the Award of Excellence for this month to Sarah Dittmer. Sarah is the Executive Director of the Norfolk Public Schools Foundation and is also part-time Communications Director for Norfolk Public Schools. And we have a little write-up here, so you're going to have to bear with me before I give you your award. So, Sarah has contributed greatly to Norfolk Public Schools in her role as Executive Director of the Norfolk Public Schools Foundation by increasing the impact that the foundation has on students via classroom grants, special project grants, and dual credit scholarships. She has also brought positive publicity to the foundation and the district via the Traditions Breakfast, which highlights and celebrates our contributions to the community. Sarah's contribution to NPS increased significantly this year as she took on the part-time role as District Communications Director. She has been invaluable in that role, leading many positive public relations campaigns and celebrations, assisting with the branding of the district, writing press releases, and sharing the good word regarding Norfolk Public Schools across the variety of media. In addition, Sarah's been extremely helpful in the development of marketing materials for our career academies and has been a vital component of our fundraising efforts, which are still going on. No. Sarah is a strong advocate for Norfolk Public Schools and has shared many great ideas to enhance our school's environment and image. She is a positive role model for our district and provides leadership to others in this area. She has a positive working relationship with students, staff, parents, community, and business members, and can always be counted on to emphasize the many positive attributes of the Norfolk Public Schools and Foundation to our public. Thank you, Sarah, and congratulations. We have a plaque and a gift card for you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I was telling my children as we came here, I always have a great time celebrating everyone else, but sometimes it's hard to stand on this side and be celebrated. So I do appreciate the recognition, and I appreciate the award, and I enjoy my job, so that makes it good too. So thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
I just want to say thanks to Sarah and congratulations, very well deserved. I feel like since you've worked with the foundation, you've really worked hard to build that image in the community, and I feel like people know a little bit more about the foundation, and it's been a great support for our school district that we couldn't do many of the things we do without. So thank you for choosing to share your gifts here with Norfolk Public Schools, because I'm sure there are a lot of people who'd love to have a Sarah Dittmer in their office. So thank you.
And I have the privilege of representing the board on the foundation committee, and Sarah does. She works very hard. She's very diplomatic. She keeps everybody informed and engaged. And I think all of us that sit on the foundation board, we know how lucky we are. So this is just great so that other people know how lucky we are, Sarah.
Sarah, I did, are we on the air? I did break a speed limit or two to get back here tonight to be able to be here for this. It was an easy choice. Glad to have you on our team. You do great work. You're well respected in the community, and the participation amongst the teachers and everything has skyrocketed with you at the helm, and just appreciate all of your hard work, and thank you.
That brings us to item 6 this evening, the public comments and communication. This is the time during the board meeting where the public may request to address the board. If you wish to comment, we ask that you identify yourself and the topic you wish to address. Each individual's comments will be limited to 5 minutes. Please note that the board cannot discuss or act upon matters which are not listed in the agenda this evening. Therefore, board members will not be responding to comments or questions. If you wish to request that an item be placed on a future board agenda, you may contact the superintendent or her assistant during normal business hours. Also, please note that concerns related to school personnel need to be addressed to the superintendent using the approved district protocol. Are you guys all standing up to speak? Josh, any? Aaron? Troy? Anyone? Darn, I thought we had an exciting moment coming. Hearing no public comments, we will move on to item 7, information and discussion items. We will start off with the finance and facilities report. Mr. Bill Robinson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Total amount of claims to be approved in the consent agenda for the month of March by fund are as follows. In our general fund, $665,730.04. In the nutrition fund, $213,517.24. The cooperative fund is $98,773.62. Depreciation fund, $50,800. Special building, $28,213.53. And the student fee fund of $920. For the month of February, in the activities fund, we had $100,661.45. All of these claims were reviewed earlier today by our Finance and Facility Committee. The business office completed the 1095Cs and did get them out to all employees. And we have also received notification of acceptance and compliance with the federal government. We are currently 6 months through our current fiscal year, which I believe has gone well. The budget process for 17-18 has begun, and will continue throughout the remainder of this school year. With the delay in the TIOSA and Budget Authority certification until June 1st, I'll need to create a few different budget scenarios to have ready when that certification is finalized, because we will have a quick turnaround. I believe that approach will keep us on schedule for budget development and the decisions that will need to be made.
Thank you for that report. Our next report will be teaching and learning. Mrs. Nelson.
In the area of curriculum instruction and assessment, I have a few things to mention. Our math pilot is still progressing, going well. We will be meeting again this coming Thursday. According to the weekly survey that I typically send out to the teachers to question on how things are coming with that pilot, it appears as though we're getting closer to a decision. I will inform people when we actually do get to that point and share more specific information. Only one NISA training is left, and we're about ready to dive into that testing season. And there is ongoing curriculum work being completed through our teaching and learning department with elementary writing, the senior high English language arts, particularly 11th grade, and then various career academies as well, still going on. And then in the areas of technology, new laptops for teachers are gradually being implemented. 3 buildings so far have been updated. And the after-school technology training has been held on various Tuesdays, led by Mickey Mueller and Becky Miller. And they have had full attendance with the upwards count of 25 teachers. Their topics so far have addressed digitizing paper lessons while adhering to copyright rules, HyperDocs, which is the transforming of a lesson that shifts into inquiry-based learning. And yet to come will be student choice boards, which give students options in how they present their knowledge and show that they know what they know on a particular topic. Any questions I can answer on any of those things? Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that report. Next up, item 7.3, the Student Services Report. Mary Lure.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm still on Bess, hang on. Okay, conference numbers. Little Panther Preschool had 100%, as you can see, Little Panther Preschool, Bel Air, Lincoln, all had 100% attendance at their parent-teacher conferences. Other elementaries were between 93 and 99% attendance. The middle school had 71%, junior high at 61%, and high school at 37%. During parent-teacher conferences the week of February 6th, for the 11:30 dismissal on Thursday, February 9th, sack lunches were sent home with students through our lunch program. There were 674 lunches sent home with our students. At the high school, they accessed the Panther Pit as well as the sack lunches. Immunizations will be offered through Elkhorn Logan Valley Public Health Department during kindergarten roundup and 7th grade registration. Kindergarten students may access the immunizations at the Elkhorn Logan Valley Public Health Department office located at Midtown Health Center on April 19th, the same day as kindergarten roundup. The immunizations for 7th graders will be available at the school during registration on March 14th as well as the August registration. Do you have any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Lure. Up next, item 7.4, Human Resources and Accreditation Report. Mike Hart.
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, Instructional Model Task Force, Beth and I have been in the process of developing and implementing our own instructional model. And over the course of the second semester, we've been collaborating with a small group of teacher leaders, the representative of various grade levels and buildings across the district, to develop an instructional model that will provide additional assistance to new teachers and consistency of instructional expectations for all teachers. Our instructional model will help to further enhance our instructional practices pre-K-12. Working collaboratively with the task force has been an exciting and insightful experience, and we'll continue to update you on the progress of our work over the next few months. Let's go on to school accreditation through Advanced Ed. It is time for our 5-year school accreditation visit, and this event will take place at the end of March. An external review team consisting of area educational experts will visit our district to analyze data and collect stakeholder feedback about the continuous improvement processes taking place in our district. Educational accreditation is a type of quality assurance process under which services and operations of institutions or programs are evaluated by an external body to determine if applicable standards are being met. If standards are being met, the accredited status is granted by the appropriate agency, and in our case, that agency is Advanced Ed. The main focus of the external team visit will be on the high school, but members of the external team will also visit a few other districts to provide feedback as well. The external team will submit a final written report, and we'll use this report to analyze data for areas of success and targeted areas of improvement. We'll follow up with the results of that external team visit in the coming months, probably at a study session. Absence management, we're in the process of changing how we secure and process substitutes. Beginning Monday, March 27th, we'll be moving to more automated subservice system entitled Absence Management. We'll pilot this system for the rest of this school year with full implementation beginning in August. Components of the system include each staff member and substitute being given a password and login to access the system. And initial reviews from staff about the system have been very positive. We're excited to begin using the new program. I'll also update you at further meetings on that progress. Personnel information, hiring season is now in full swing, and we're in the process of filling various classified and certified openings across the district. Below, I have listed the classified openings, the certified openings, and the coaching openings. And I'll let you glance at those. And if you have any questions at this point, I would entertain any comments or questions.
Thank you, Mr. Hart.
Thank you, Mr. President.
And now item 7.5, the superintendent's report. Dr. Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. President. My report is actually quite short this evening. Our Career Academy groundbreaking ceremony was well attended. The community is very supportive of this program, and we have developed great partnerships as a result. Sarah Dittmer and I continue to seek donations and pledges. We need about $86,000 more to fully fund the project and the endowment. And our newly founded district communications team will meet on March 22nd to review our survey data and develop a strategic communications plan. Annette Iman, Executive Director of Communications for Papillion La Vista Schools, will lead us through that process. Do you have any questions for me?
Hearing no questions, we will move on to item 8. Dr. Thompson, thank you for the report. We'll start with committee reports, and our first item on that is board building visits.
I'll start. I participated in Jefferson Elementary School's Primetime Family Reading. There were about 50 adults and children in attendance. And I jump at any opportunity to share a love of reading and to be able to model to parents and grandparents how to read a book to children so that they can interact with the book and think about what's in the book. This was especially fun because I chose to read a Dr. Seuss book. It was close to Dr. Seuss's birthday. So we had lots of fun doing the foot book and counting the number of feet on the page. So it's always great to participate in an event that encourages families to read with children. And then speaking of Dr. Seuss, I attended the Seuss Spectacular at Grant Elementary School, which really has become a Grant school community tradition. It appeared to me that it was very well attended. The hallways were full, the classrooms were full of families and children engaging, learning, and reading together. I think the activity I enjoyed the most was the app that would take a photo of a child or children, and then the face would appear as the Cat in the Hat. you know, or another Seuss character. I kind of wanted them to take my photo, but, you know, they didn't really think that was appropriate, which I agree. Let's see, what else did I do? I went to Bel Air Elementary School and observed for part of a morning, just in different classrooms, watching instruction and learning processes. And probably the most interesting part of the observation was in the kindergarten classrooms. The first classroom that I went into, the children in that room were writing sentences using appropriate capitalization and punctuation. Some of them chose to put a period at the end of the sentence, and other liked the exclamation point, which is great. And they knew that that meant they were excited about it. But I was just so impressed that they were spelling words correctly, and their letter formation. You can tell that they're working on penmanship and appropriate, neat letter formation. So that was one classroom. Went into the other kindergarten classroom and was so impressed that they have differentiated the instruction in that room to really meet the needs of the individual kids. So there were lots of small groups. Some of the children were practicing timed, I don't know if it was timed, but they were doing the flashcards with letters and identifying the sounds that those letters make. Other children were practicing writing letters of the alphabet, and some children were listening to a story and talking about what was in that story. So very, very interesting. You know, it's just exciting to see that differentiation, to kind of meet kids where they are and help them make progress. And I did attend the Career Academy event. I was really excited to see so many people there. I think we have established great partnerships, and I'm looking forward to the ribbon cutting next August 1, right, Bill?
August 1st.
August 1, yeah.
Quite done though, Patty, because you were also at Washington Elementary. We were there celebrating Mr. Andreessen, and it was a great celebration again, between that and the groundbreaking, just to see how much Sarah Dittmer has helped. One of my favorite things about the Washington celebration, other than celebrating Washington and Dr. Andreessen, or Mr. Andreessen, was the fact that there was a retired teacher there, and she was sitting in the second row. And she just came to celebrate because she used to be there. And as the kids came in and saw her, they went crazy. And what an impact a teacher makes on a kid for life. And they couldn't wait to get over and hug her. And she had to sit there and shake no. And she did squeak over at the very end. But it was just really fun. And then, you know, afterwards she said, oh, I miss this so much. But to have been a part of our community and to have done that. Also, kudos to one of our unsung heroes during all of this craziness this last couple of weeks is Lisa Mitchell at the high school. I was in the activities office visiting with her, and all that she's done, and as a first year, and what's her title? I don't know what her title is. Assistant? She everything. But a first year for both her and Mr. Reese, and all that she's done and all the community that she touches by that role. And she was so calm and cool, and there were so many people in there wanting to talk, and I just think she does an amazing job. And the last thing is the play, The Footloose. I've been up at the high school helping with that, and Mrs. Steinkamp in the back. You know, all of our people in the background sometimes don't get as much as the people in the front, and she's got a car in there for Footloose, the musical, that starts Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 7 p.m., all that she's done, and it's a great musical, and it's about a school, so if you get a chance, Footloose.
Well, it's good to go last, because then everyone talks about your stuff. I think Patty and I had a mirror schedule this month. I would just mention, I had not been to Grant before for the Dr. Seuss event, and I helped in one of the rooms with Linda Hammond, who brought all these beautiful rocks. Their theme was Dr. Seuss rocks. And so Jim Casey was there rocking, and then I was helping with the rocks in the room. And anyway, what I noticed from that, and then I was at Jefferson when they did their breakfast, is how our schools reach out and really try to provide community events for their families and their kids, and ways to connect parents outside of maybe a conference or some other reason to have an interaction with a parent. And so it was fun to see kids pulling their parents around, look, come in here, this is my room, you know, and you could see them get super excited. And so I just appreciate all the ways our teachers and buildings reach out to parents and community members and invite them in to be a part of our school. And I would be remiss if I didn't make my monthly music plug. I feel like I talk about the music program every month. Maybe that's my job. The fourth graders debuted their orchestra skills last week. And if you have not gone, you really should go, because I remember being a parent of a fourth grader, and you're so proud, and they're squeaking it out on the stage, you know, and then they let the high school play it, and it's like, oh, thank goodness, like, here's where we're headed. So it's just a great progression of here's where they start, and then they become this beautiful orchestra doing amazing things with music. And so that's a fun one to do. And of course, they're all wiggly and, you know, kind of not sure what to do on stage. And when the high school plays, they all turn and just stare at them. And so you can see the high school students kind of chuckling because they like have these little kids in their faces. So anyway, check that out next spring if you have a chance. But.
Well, this doesn't really have to do with actual school building visits, and I came in late, so I don't know if you covered it or talked about when we're going to address it, but I'd like to give several shout outs to the kids. District speech, fantastic job, finished runner-up in their district contest and qualified several for state, so congratulations to them, an outstanding accomplishment. It seems like Norfolk Public is performing well in just about anything you want to point at. Second one right off the runner-up state finish for the boys swimming team. Outstanding job, and first time out state Nebraska's brought it home since 1972. So kudos to the boys swimming team. They had a fantastic run down there. And to finish it off, Saturday night, what's that? You were there. The Panther boys brought home the state championship in basketball for the first time in 30 years. And just a lot of neat stories surrounding that whole thing, with TJ Price being on this team and his dad being on the last one, and just a lot of fun down at Pinnacle. A lot of fun racing home to attend a midnight pep rally. Kudos to Mike Flood and NCN and everybody who covered the Panthers this year and covered the pep rally. For having not much time to throw it together, it was absolutely amazing when we came back into town to see everything that the town did, rallying around it, and filled 2/3 of the Panther gym at midnight, even knowing they're going to lose another hour later on. But so just a lot of exciting things happening with the student athletes at Norfolk Public Schools, and very proud to recognize them.
I just wanted to add one comment about the Washington Elementary celebration. We had 2 representatives from Nebraska Department of Education there, and Beth Wooster, the assistant director for Title I, shared that Washington Elementary is the only Title I school in Nebraska that has always met AYP in every subject every year. And that's a statistic I did not know, but I am very proud of. That is quite an accomplishment.
And I did forget one shout out. The middle school quiz bowl team also had a very successful performance, so I apologize to the middle school. Glad I remembered that.
I would add, with the groundbreaking the other day, fantastic turnout by our community. And Bob and I actually had a chance with Mr. Robinson, or no, with did you take? Yeah, you took us. Have the tour of the existing facilities to see where we are after we just saw where we were going. And a couple takeaways from it. One, we need what we're doing. This is this is not necessarily the big want. This is the need. The equipment that's in there needs to be replaced. But the even bigger takeaway is every classroom we went into was a group of students fully focused on what was going on with hands-on learning. And it was the agriculture classroom, they had baby chickens in there. And, you know, I guess maybe it's because I have elementary children myself, but usually when there's baby chickens around, there's lots of giggling and jacking around. And these students were serious with what they were doing, getting their measurements, marking their birds. They were doing everything. It was a very professional environment. And I'm excited where we're going with the career academies, with the new facility, and where we are already with professionalism in education and professionalism in our students. And that was really, you know, something that was great to see what they were doing. The teachers were excited to show us what they had going on also. Second thing I have is we hosted half of the students from AFS a couple weeks ago at Norfolk Iron. We have the other half of the students coming tomorrow. It's great to see throughout our district our strategic plan of career and technical education, or career and college readiness being implemented at all of our schools. And I know coming up later this month is our third grade STEM day across the district, where again, we get to implement that part of our strategic plan at a different educational level. So a lot of exciting things happening.
I might like to add, and I probably should have included that in the report. We have that STEM grant project for third graders. That will be Tuesday, March 21st. Thank you. So many dates to remember. And we have a whole fleet of activities planned again. Pretty excited about that. And in fact, tomorrow we meet and we go over there for kind of a walkthrough, make sure everybody has all the space they need, and what they might need for additional equipment, cords, whatever. So if you can come during the day, during the school day, we have third graders coming in and out all day long, and then there's the open house from 5 to 7 again. So you're welcome anytime.
It is currently the big talk of the third grade across town. The kids, it is doing the job of getting students interested and excited about career education. So it should be really good. Any further? All right, let's move.
Can I add one more thing? The musical
Sure.
opens this Thursday at Norfolk High School. The musical, could you hear me say that? Yeah, you did? The musical opens this Thursday, March 17th.
Footloose?
Footloose.
All right, let's move on to item 4.2, the Finance and Facilities and Finance Committee report. Mr. Robinson.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee did meet today at 12 noon and reviewed all the claims from March and the activity claims from February, and also the current fund balances. The following items that we discussed today dealt with the facility updates, primarily focused on the Career Academy. We had our first discussion on current facility needs at Carson Field and the tennis courts at the senior high. I provided some updates on changes of our interest rates at Bank First and Elkhorn Valley Bank. They are going up, so that's good. And then Dr. Thompson provided some information on legislative activity, particularly that affects our finances. Our next meeting is on April 10th at 12 noon. Do any of the other committee members have anything else they'd like to add?
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Next up, Policy and Government Relations, Dr. Thompson.
Thank you. The Policy and Government Relations Committee met at 1 o'clock on February 23rd, 2017. The policies in section 8240 through 8347 were reviewed. Minor, non-substantive changes were made. Really the biggest change, and this isn't very big, is policy 8342 regarding our method for giving notice of meetings. Indicated that when we were not able to publish in the newspaper, we would do public postings in 3 public places. And that said the house door, schoolhouse door, the post office, and a local bank. but the post office will no longer allow us to do that, so we have been using the city library. So that was our biggest change. No additional changes were made to policies 8110 through 8232. We also discussed board policy 4005, weather-related absences. This policy states, in the event the Norfolk Public Schools dismiss a school for more than 3 school days for snow or other reasons related to inclement weather, 2 days of these missed days will be made up. Currently, Norfolk Public Schools has had 3 snow days. This means that according to our policy, we would need to make up 2 days if another snow day is called this year. So everyone, please pray for good weather. The committee decided that we should follow this policy as written, but that we may like to look at that this summer to consider some revisions for the future. Any questions?
Hearing none, we'll move on to item 8.4, the Activities Committee report. Dr. Thompson.
Okay, the Activities Committee met at noon on February 27th. Todd Cook, Norfolk High School band instructor, shared information with the committee regarding marching band and concert band. Mr. Reese shared some highlights from the winter activities season, which somebody stole my thunder on. But wrestling had 11 team members compete at state. Our boys swimming team finished second at state, and Coach Nelson was named Nebraska State Swimming Coach of the Year. Coach Belt was named the State Speech Coach of the Year, and we have 10 speech contestants going to state. And at the time this was written, our boys basketball team had won districts and would be competing at state, which we now know they won as well. Mr. Reese shared an update regarding our conference affiliation. The HAC appears to be a good fit for Norfolk, but he has a few more questions before a final decision is made in that regard. Possible facility updates were discussed, including resurfacing of the senior high track and replacement of the scoreboards at the middle school. NSAA events were also discussed, including the need to conform to NSAA expectations when hosting district and state events.
Hearing no comments or questions, thank you. We'll move on to item 8.5, the minutes of committee meetings. The minutes from the March 7th, 2017 Nurses and Student Health Fund meetings are attached for your review. Any comments or questions on those? Hearing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Tonight's consent agenda includes minutes of previous meetings, our February 1st and February 13th meetings, and will also include personnel. We have no contracts to approve, and resignations. Dr. Thompson.
We have 3 resignations for your approval this evening. Dr. Mark Nelson, school psychologist, is retiring after 22 years with Norfolk Public Schools. Liz Baber, half-time Title I teacher at Jefferson Elementary, is taking another position. And Lee Furman, junior high family and consumer science teacher, is retiring as well. I did also receive a resignation from Deb Burrish today, but it was too late to add it to the agenda. We will advertise that position as anticipated, and then the hiring will be pending your approval of her resignation in April.
Thank you. Also on the consent agenda are the claims, as Mr. Robinson presented earlier during the finance report. At this point, I would accept a motion on item 9, approved consent agenda.
I move we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Bob. We have a second from Tammy to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion on it? Hearing no discussion, please vote.
Motion carried 6-0.
This brings us to our action items, under action items number 10. 10.1, will be to discuss, consider, and take action to approve the second and final reading of board policies. Oh, wait, I don't have to do this. Item 10.1, Dr. Thompson. Too long of a motion.
Wow, okay, so, the Policy and Government Relations Committee discussed policies 8110, purpose and role of the board, 8120, duties and functions of the Board of Education, 8130, annual organizational meeting, 8150, committee of the whole, 8151, standing committees, 8152, standing committee on negotiations, 8153, standing committee on curriculum and Americanism, 8154, standing committee on finance and facilities, 8155, standing committee on activities, 8156, Standing Committee on Policies, 8157, Standing Committee on Superintendent Evaluation, 8158, Standing Committee on Government Relations, 8160, Temporary Committees, 8200, End of Service Recognition, 8201, Vacancies and Resignations, 8202, Removal from Office, which we might want to consider. 8210, orientation for newly elected members of the Board of Education. 8230, policy for board member attendance at educational workshops, conferences, training programs, official functions, hearings, and meetings. 8231, Coffee Act policy, more readily known as reimbursable expenses. And 8232, use of public resources by board members and employees. What should be noted is that we divided the original policy 8156, Standing Committee on Policy and Government Relations, into two separate policies, 8156 and 8158, as was recommended by the board last month to create two separate committees, one that focused primarily on policy and one that focused primarily on government relations and legislation, as both of those topics are quite time-consuming. No other changes were made to these policies since their first reading. So are there any questions?
I guess I don't have a question, but just a comment. I mean, just based on the study session that we had today, it's clear to me that dividing policies and government relations into two committees was the right thing to do.
So will the separated committees each have their own reporting time on the agenda?
Once this is approved, then at the next meeting, we will need to officially assign those committee members, and then yes, we'll start having reports at that time. And I would just say having that Government Relations Committee has been a huge relief for me to be able to split that work up a little bit. It is a tremendous amount this year, and I think it's been very beneficial to have different perspectives. The one finance bill, I thought it was very important to have both a board member and a superintendent, and I think that the committee appreciated hearing both perspectives. So.
I would make a motion to approve the second and final readings of the policies listed by Dr. Thompson.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion from Bruce, a second from Sandy to approve the second, or the readings on those policies. Do we have any discussion or questions on the motion? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carried, 6-0.
Next up, we have item 10.2 to discuss, consider, and take action to approve the first reading of board policies 8240, membership in school board associations, 8260, conflict of interest contracts, 8261, conflict of interest, employment of family member of board members or supervisor and employment of board member, 8270, conflict of interest other than contracts or employment, 8271, reporting procedures, 8272, code of ethics, 8300, methods of operation, 8310, formulation of policies, 8320, adoption, amendment, or suspension of policies, 8330, formulation of administrative regulations, 8340, meetings. 8341, types of meetings. 8342, designated method of giving notice of meetings. 8343, agenda construction and control. 8344, location of school board meetings. 8345, procedures during meetings. 8346, public participation at board meetings. And 8347, teacher administrator board of education relationships. Dr. Thompson?
Thank you. As I noted in my report earlier, there were no major changes to these policies recommended by the committee.
I would make a motion to approve the first reading of the board policies listed above.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Bruce, a second from Patty. Any further discussion on these items? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carried, 6-0.
Our last item tonight is item 10.3 to discuss, consider, and take action to permit the sale of technology items. Beth?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm just seeking permission for us to hold a future sale of technology items. We do not have an exact date or time when that would occur, but with our rollout of the new laptops, there has been some expressed interest. The technology department has advised me on equitable cost to those, what you might see for the same type of technology on eBay, and we wouldn't be charging 100% exactly as much as eBay. Also, some are in better condition than others, and so I'd like to grant them, their own judgment call on how those might be determined on their usefulness in the future. And then we do have some additional pieces of various technology items throughout the district that are outdated but might find use in someone else's hands. And we'd like to take care of that as well. And it could happen anywhere from now and then maybe a larger sale in the summer. Also, we'd like to give teachers the first opportunity if they have their laptop that they'd like to purchase for their home use. And we've advised them too that, the real purpose of the repurchase of that item would be for out of district use. We wouldn't support that anymore. We wouldn't maintain that anymore, repair that anymore, but it might be still in a condition of which they might use in their home. Also, we just would like an opportunity to give, there's not a whole lot of financial perks to being a teacher other than the paycheck itself. And so we'd like to give them that opportunity first, and then we'll open it up to the public to, purchase those items. So.
I would accept a motion on,
I'll make a
technology.
motion to permit the sale of technology items.
I'll second.
motion from Sandy, second from Tammy. Any further discussion on this item? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carried, 6-0.
Future meetings. If needed, a second meeting of the month may be held at noon on Thursday, March 23rd, 2017. Otherwise, our next monthly board meeting is scheduled for Monday, April 10th. Study session held at 5:30, followed by the regular business meeting at 6:30. All components will be held on the second floor where we currently are of the Norfolk Public Schools Central Administration Building. Will be open to the public unless an executive session is required to protect the interests of the district or the reputation of an individual. At this point, we are adjourned.